Welcome to a new episode of I Know Jacks. I love the players. I'm not a great golfer. Actually, I don't even play golf. But when it comes to the players, I love watching golf and hanging out at the TPC Sawgrass during the big tournament. The Players is without doubt a world-class event with lots of media and journalists here from all over the world. I read that 1 billion households outside the United States watch the telecast. Our numbers for I Know Jacks are pretty good, but we're obviously nowhere near that yet. Last year's finish was just incredible, and 5.1 million viewers watched the final round, and no wonder, it was really exciting. It was also the very first year they used the sudden death rule. When we went out to the media day at TPC Sawgrass, Ricky Fowler was there talking about how the whole thing went down.
Especially when it got to sudden death and it was Kiz and I here. It was pretty cool because it was getting dark. There wasn't a whole lot of light left, and it became, you know, a full-on stadium in here. Last thing I thought of was just hit a good putt. I mean, I knew people are expecting me to make it. I know I can make the putt, but the last thing you want to do is screw it up. And not the best thing to think of when you're having a chance to win the Players, but my main focus was to trust what I had done, trust my read, and just hit a solid putt. I could deal with missing a putt by a misread. The last thing I want to do is hit a bad putt and having to go on from there.
So Ricky, what local places do you hang out at during the Players?
I always go to Taco Lou. That's my spot to feel like a local here. They're awesome over there, you know, getting to know Deb and what's her husband's name? Don. 2 D's. It's easy to remember. You know, I know they bring it out here. They have the tacos on 12, so that's been pretty cool. And then having a few other guys that live here that play on tour. We always go over to Jim Furyk's house. He usually has a dinner with some guys.
Next, over to Taco Lou and what's his name?
How we got involved with the Players is a pretty interesting story, but somebody wanted us out there for a long time, and I'm like, I just didn't really want to do it. It's my favorite week of the year because I love golf and I love watching golf out there. I figured to work it would ruin the whole week, and it has, but it's been a good way to ruin it. The first year we worked our rear ends off trying to figure out how we were going to make it happen, and it was better than we ever expected. Debbie and I got a room down at the Marriott somehow, and you know, we'd be there at 6 in the morning. We were there till dark, and then everything you got to do to get ready for the next day. And it was fun, and we were exhausted and tired, and it was literally weeks of meetings for us here getting ready, trying to figure it out. And Mark DeVoli from Metro Diner sort of mentored us on the way through this because he'd done it the year before. And without that information, I don't know what would happen first year, but we ended up pulling it off the first year. But I said after that I'm never going to miss being here all week either. So now I'm there all day and I'm here all night because here's where the players come in and all the writers and all the TV people. I mean, they go everywhere, but when they're here, I want to be here. So I missed that whole first year. And last year I didn't miss any of it. So this is a long week. We have been serving over the last couple years our #1 taco, the bangin' shrimp taco. We did the Baja fish taco, and we did a roasted chicken, our verde chicken, which is a roasted chicken with a roasted tomatillo salsa. Last year we added a tempeh taco, which is we thought it was a huge hit. Well, we have all the beers and Powerades and sodas and all that stuff. But what I was delighted to learn and glad to learn is that we get to sell margaritas. So Bacardi's a big sponsor of the event, so we pour Cazadores tequila in a margarita, which we make the same way we do here, same everything, but it's batched, and we batch in big batches. And we're also doing our sangria. And I guess we probably started this bad habit, taking the margarita and mixing it with the sangria. We have it here, but we hadn't done it at TPC. So the sangria Rita is going to be a big hit this year, I think. It's beautiful.
Well, you know, during Media Day, he actually gave you guys a great shout out.
I got about 4 or 5 video messages about that, and I think it's the funniest thing I've ever heard. So, I mean, I'm going to wear a name tag that says, "What's his name?" I think, for the week.
Yeah, I mean, he remembered Deb.
And as well he should. Nobody forgets Deb, that's for sure, which is great. It was probably the funniest thing that's happened this year.
I love hanging out at Taco Loose, so of course I enjoy Tacos on 12. Great tacos, great shade under the trees, and margaritas. What's not to love? We're going to talk more about the food at the Players in just a minute. One of my favorite things to do is visit the many places where you can eat or drink. We already talked about Tacos on 12, which is one of my favorite hangouts. Then there's of course Trucks on 10, and you can't go wrong with food trucks either. I also talked to some of the new restaurants for this year.
At the Players this year, we'll be in the Taste of Jax area. We're one of the newest food vendors, and we'll be serving our paninos. We'll have a couple of other entrees, including a salad. We'll do mimosas made with organic cold-pressed juice. We'll have cold brew coffee and a couple other things.
So tell me, what the heck is a panino?
Great question, Joe. A panino sandwich is something that my grandmother invented back in 1974. My family's been serving them ever since. It's basically baked like a thin pizza with all of the ingredients on top. As it goes through our oven, all the meats, cheeses, vegetable sauces, everything are on top. And then when it comes out of the oven, we roll it up and slice it in half. So you end up eating it like a sandwich, but it's more of a roll up with everything inside. You know, we opened just before the Players Tournament last year. So as we started to, get into the business and understand the community, it became obvious to us that we wanted to be a part of the tournament. We're so close, we're at the gates of the tournament. And just kind of worked with the folks over there during the course of the last year to understand where they might have a spot for us. And then as the year progressed, they were very anxious to have us because I think we bring a little bit of obviously a fresh, a new, change. We have some kids menu items that they were excited about, as well as a really fresh salad.
One of the most fun places to go at the Players is the Blue Room. The guys from Ovente have gotten involved. So Seth, tell me how you guys got involved with the Players.
So Forky Amazing Restaurants, our parent company, has partnered with Michelob Ultra to offer exclusively the food for the Blue Room at TPC. Ourselves, Ovente, as well as our sister restaurants, El Desco in Riverside and Bistro X in San Marco. Ovente is going to be featuring our truffle parmesan fries. We have our locally caught fresh fish tacos, as well as the chorizo empanadas. These items are always available here in the restaurant, and we actually are featuring the truffle fries and the empanadas both on our new revamped happy hour menu, which features a selection of tapas, some handcrafted cocktails, as well as wines by the glass, and our refrescos as well, which is our large format cocktails.
Sounds like I need to come out for a large format cocktail. That sounds like something that's up my alley.
Please do. Absolutely. Got a great red sangria and a great white sangria as well. Great for this time of year, especially out on the patio.
Awesome. Well, I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Ricky Fowler owns the 2015 Players Championship.
It's a great week. It's a great golf course to play. Ponte Vedra, Jax Beach. It's a great atmosphere.
Come out to Trucks on 10, you won't be disappointed.
Try to go hit Taco Lou. Tacos on 12 in the shade, there's nothing better.
We're loving it out here at the Players!
It's a great place, and it's going to be a little bit more special to me now.
I'll see you at the Players.
This year, Wine on 9 is hosted by Vernon's. Plus, William Hill Estate is the official wine of the Players. And there is a new wine lounge on the 8th green where you can taste several of their wines. And the wine lounge is actually a recreation of their Napa Valley tasting room. The difference is that at the Players, you get golf with your wine. Jacksonville Beach is getting in on the action with a Players after party.
It's coming up on Saturday, May 14th here at the Seawalk Pavilion. It's empty now, but we've got the band Be Easy, Big Sky, the Chris Thomas Band, and Better Than Ezra. They're all going to be performing here. We're going to have 8 food trucks, and it's going to be probably the largest concert that's ever happened here at Jacksonville Beach.
This is what I think is the difference between me and Chris Chislett. He grew up in Great Britain and he probably wore one of those cute little uniforms when he went to school. And maybe he studied wine at Oxford or something. Me, I grew up in Georgia, which is not a state known for its wine production. We have sweet tea or moonshine, but wine, not so much. Since the Players is here, I know I'll be visiting the wine lounge, and I thought I needed to fill in some of the gaps in my wine knowledge. I'm here with my buddy Chris Chislett, the wine guy, and tonight he's going to teach me something that I've been needing to know for a very long time.
We're getting back to basics.
Back to basics.
Big style. How to hold a wine glass.
With your hand.
With your hand.
Done.
Next week on the Joe Tolentino
Seriously
and Chris
though, how to
show.
hold a wine?
Well, before that, you know, my 2 top-rated YouTube videos.
Now you're gonna brag.
Yeah. How to open a bottle like a sommelier, and how to hold a wine glass, which, you know, we think, everybody knows how to hold a wine glass. Well, a lot of people obviously don't, so people are Googling it. Look at you.
Right?
Amazing.
No,
we don't even need to do. Yeah. So.
Was that really right?
Yeah, that's not bad. I mean, I would go a little bit lower. So here's how I'm typically hold it at the bottom.
Okay.
A few different
But
ways.
Don't grasp it by that. Huh?
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of people kind of doing this. The only reason I'd ever do that is if the wine is a little bit too cold.
Or you're
and I
in
kind of
a
want
party and you're afraid somebody's going to bump into
Yeah, there's a lot of drunks around. You want to make sure you got a firm. But yeah, a lot of people are actually scared to kind of hold it like that. But it does help with the swirling, the sniffing.
Got to do all that.
Yeah, I mean, the other way you can do it is actually put a finger kind of underneath.
Oh, underneath.
Only problem I have with that is that it's kind of hard to put a glass down without having to hold it and then kind of so that's I mean, typically always by the bottom. It doesn't warm up the wine any. So yeah, I mean, that's normally the way I hold it. Bottom of the stem, doesn't get your fingers on the actual glass itself, so it doesn't look ugly either.
I love it.
Most control, nice and easy, you know.
So that's something we learned today.
Super simple.
How to hold a wine glass. Now we're going to depart some major knowledge on you, but in the next wine guy segment. I have a long way to go before I'm a sommelier. I think I can drive a semi-truck through the gaps in my wine knowledge, but Chris is working on it one step at a time. That's it for this week's episode of I Know Jax. I'll be back next week with a brand new show. But until then, I'll see you on the internet. I hope you enjoyed the video. I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Now, if this is your first time watching an iknowjax.com video, I would love to have you subscribe so that I can continue to help you find fun things to do in the Jacksonville area. Every weekday, I do a daily video update to remind you of the things that are happening this week. Plus, we do features on great restaurants in the River City and a weekly video calendar of events to help you plan for awesome experiences. And last but not least, every week we create a new full-length episode on all the best places to eat local, drink local, and be local. So subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.